Hello guys, this is Puerto Rican and today we're talking about another EDC knife, and this time we're talking about the Ace Reef by Giantmouse. Before we keep going with this video, I just want to mention something, and this is how similar the Reef is to the CRKT pillar. They are super similar. I just wanted to mention that. Of course, the pillar does not have nearly as the high quality material that we're going to be talking about here about the Ace Reef or the weight, because the pillar is quite heavy for the size and this one pretty light. When I first grabbed it, I noticed that because I was using to carry the pillar for a while. But today we are talking about the Ace Reef, and this is a knife from the Giantmouse collection, and some people think that they shrink down the biblio and made this Reef right here, but they say on the website that they redesigned everything. First thing they mention on the website is where the Reef name came from, and apparently the CEO named the different knife based on different location that means something for the company or for himself. Apparently the Reef is a local dive bar where the CEO used to go when he used to go to college in the mid 1980s or something like that. So the name came from that. And you look at the other names of the Giantmouse lineup, it's along those lines. If we start by the blade, this is gonna be a LMAX steel, and if you look at the little chart that I always talk about from Blade HQ, you're gonna see that the LMAX steel is really up there for the high quality steels. This is gonna be a satin finish, so it's gonna be no super polish or anything like that, which I prefer to be just satin like this because it's harder to see scratches. It lasts a lot longer looking like brand new pretty much. On the other side, you're gonna have your Ace logo. I don't know, you can see it there on the camera, and it's really settled. You're gonna have the Giantmouse little face too, which is pretty cool. I like that logo. For the thumb style or thumb hole, you're gonna have something similar to the Spidey hole, so it's gonna be a little space, but this one right here have a little bit of a different shape. Technically, you can use your thumb, flip it a little bit, which is really hard. This is not a super loose knife, so it's really hard to do it with your thumb. You can flick it with your little finger a little bit, and I prefer to do that over the thumb. You're also gonna have the tap on the back, so you can do the flip up kind of thing, which is the easiest way to open this knife. I like the middle finger. I think it's the more fidgeting kind of mechanisms, but it's just preference. As long as you can open the knife and use it for whatever you need to, you're good. On one side, you're gonna have a brass handle, which just look pretty sick. This one right here is pretty new, so it look very gold looking like, but once you keep using it, the brass is gonna patina and the knife is gonna get some more personality. On the other side, you're gonna have titanium grit pretty much, and this is a really strong steel that is gonna reduce a lot of the weight. And I think this is part of the reason why the Reef is so much lighter compared to the pillar. This little spacer on the back where I have my leather lanyard is gonna be also made out of titanium, so it's super strong. It has some little groove there. I don't think they do much. They look cool. It doesn't make it look as plain. The locking mechanism for this knife is gonna be a frame lock. That means that one of the side of the handles is gonna pretty much press against the knife and lock it right there, and this is gonna be titanium liner lock. The pivot mechanism are gonna be ball bearings, so this is not as smooth as other knives, but it's really strong. When you try to open the knife, it's not that loose and that easy, and when you try to close it, you actually have to close it and it will kind of lock into place. This is pretty good if you don't want the knife to open or close when you're using it or not using it. If you're more into the fidgeting kind of thing, you can maybe do this a lot, but it's not as satisfying as other knives. Again, that's personal preference. Now let's read over some of the specs. The blade length is 2.44 inches, so it's a pretty small knife. The blade thickness is gonna be 0.118 inches or 3 millimeters. The handle length is gonna be 3.375 inches. The overall length is gonna be 5.75. So as you can see, this is a pretty small knife, and the weight is gonna be 3.4 ounces. If you're used to carry the bug out some lighter knife, this might be a little bit heavy for the size. I guess a 3.4 ounce. The Ace Rib knife from Giantmouse, in my opinion, have worked perfectly as an EDC knife. I don't see this knife as an outdoors or beat it up that much. I see it more of a, okay, I'm going to work and I want it on my pocket just in case I have to open some boxes or some light stuff like that. I have no doubt that this knife is gonna take a beating, but base that is titanium and brass, and it looks super cool. I don't really want to mess it up. Also, the price tag for this knife is gonna be around $195, which is not cheap for a pocket knife. So you want to take good care of this, and you want to keep this knife looking fresh. If you like this video, please hit that like button below. Please subscribe, and see you till next time.